Hi beautiful people, welcome back to yet another video. That's right, you're getting two this year. I feel like that's a personal best for the longest time. Who am I and what have I done with me, I hear you ask? Lord only knows, but I'm enjoying doing a little bit of YouTube at the minute, a little bit of content and having fun. For this video, you'll notice I don't have any base on, I haven't got any makeup in front of me. I'm not playing with makeup in this video. That's because it is time for yet another declutter. Now I said in my last video that it was about a year since I'd last posted. Correction, it's actually been about 2 years, which means it's been 2 years since I did my last makeup declutter, which means I've had 2 years to buy an awful lot of new releases. Now I'm not saying I've got a hoarding problem, but the clips that you're about to see might claim otherwise. I filmed these clips a few weeks ago, so if you notice a slight difference in my hair, that's because it's fresh and I've just had it redone. So let's have a look through the drawers and see what I'm keeping and what I'm donating and what I'm ultimately throwing out because it was just absolutely no good or way past its sell by date. And then come back here at the end, join me in going through the rest of my makeup collection. Okay, as you can see, this is a little bit messy. So this is the corner of my room where almost all my makeup is. As you can see, the drawers are covered in foundation and concealer fingerprints, so love that. The top is messy, but we do love a messy top. So first thing I'm going to do is start right here. I'm going to take everything off the top of here, decide what I'm keeping, decide what needs to go back in the drawers, and decide what I'm going to chuck out. And yes, for some reason, that is a Christmas gift bag at the back. I am aware that it's February. Sorry. So let me pop this on a stand and let's declutter this section first. The top is clean. However, it is all over here. A lot of this needs to be reorganized into here. So a lot of the declutter is going to happen when I do this. Yeah, that's a mess. A few of these definitely need to go in the bin. I've got some work stuff in here. I've got some personal stuff. This is supposed to be just complexion. And she's looking overloaded. So again, I'm going to pop this on a tripod and let's start going through this drawer. So the way I'm going to do this, I'm going to have my keeps. I'm going to have the barely used that I can donate to somebody that will benefit from it. And I have a black bag sat at my feet to chuck out all the things that are super old and will not be used by anybody. So let's go through. All of the writing has come off this product, but this is the Nimia setting spray. It's great for those nights when you need a bulletproof setting spray. So that will stay too. I absolutely love the Milk Hydro Grip. This is not that old, as you can see. It's not being used a ton, but it's one of my favourites. So that one is absolutely staying in the mix. This one, however, is the e.l.f. Mint Melt Cooling Face Primer. This one is supposed to be dupe for the Milk one. I bought this one first actually, and honestly since buying the Milk one this does not compare, so bye bye. Revolution Conceal and Hydrate Foundation. This, as you can see, has separated. It's quite old. Plus, not really buying things from Revolution these days because what they believe in and what they want to say is true is not always the truth. Plus, they always seem to come from an indie brand, so this is going in the bin. Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Foundation. I have one open and I also have a backup. I do love this foundation. It's one of my work foundations. I do also use it personal as well, so I'm going to keep both of those. I love this Airbrush Flawless foundation. It is well loved, but I'm going to keep using this until it is all used up. And again, that one stays. And so it does. This is, oh my god, one of my all-time favourite foundations. Light Wonder definitely stays. Oh my god, your guess is as good as mine as to why I've got so many foundations. I actually have two now. One was in one of the bags that was on top of the stand. So this is the Soft Matte and the Natural Radiant Longwear. Love them both for different reasons, and surprisingly my shade is the same on both. Both of these have to stay, so I'm down to 5 foundations. I've only been to one. This is going well. I've definitely found 2 foundations that can go. Unfortunately, these have long since expired. You can see there's a lot of red in the Fenty one and in the Rimmel Kind of Free. Both really similar formulas, gorgeous foundations. I don't reach for them, and unfortunately, I've had them here for a while. I've actually had this Rimmel one since it launched, so yeah, it probably does need to go in the bin. I love this foundation, I just never reach for it. I'm going to keep it because this is going to be one that if I do my mum's makeup, this will be great for her, so I'm going to keep that one. Flawless filter is going nowhere. Norris the Wonder Glow Primer. These 3 concealers have been in here a very long time. I love the Too Faced Born This Way concealer, but it is very old, and so are both of the Multitasker concealers by Rimmel. So I'm going to part with all 3 of these on this occasion. However, I will be keeping the One Size concealer because this is absolutely stunning and is my new favourite. So yes, 3 to go, 1 to stay. I think that's a pretty good going. Gucci powder, I'm going to donate this to a friend. I'm not really a fan of this, so I know someone that can use this a lot more than I can. Gorgeous, stunning packaging. Just doesn't really do much for me. It's barely used as well, so I can definitely donate that. There is one little collection of products at the back that I am going to part with. It's all of the Kylie stuff that I've acquired over the years. I never reach for these. They're actually just shoved at the back of a drawer, so everything Kylie that is in this drawer, all the base product, I'm going to part with all of these. And I'm going to keep everything else. Mostly everything else does seem to be cream or Charlotte Tilbury based, apart from the Odd Revolution, which is also going to go in the bin. But yeah, everything else is something I definitely use, so I'm going to reorganise this drawer and show you when I'm done. Still looks hectic, but this is just how I live my life. I've got all my blush down here. I've got actually some nice space at the back, which is lovely, so I've definitely chucked some things out. A couple of other things go in the distance. Be Perfect Get Wet. I've got 2 of these, never reach for them, so I'm going to get rid of those. I've got a couple of indie highlighters from Josh Cosmetics. I don't even think he makes these anymore. I, again, never ever reach for these, so I'm going to get rid of these 2. I'm obsessed with this. I'm going to do a full review on this because you guys, if you've not tried it, you are not ready. This is stunning. I've also got my Mia by Mitchell blush and bronze, absolutely obsessed. And yes, I snuck the Pat McGrath foundation in there without you even realising. So that is drawer number 1. Let's move on down to drawer number 2. So this one is liners, mascaras and lip products and a ton of lashes at the back. Oh, and also pigments for some reason. I probably need to get some drawer inserts, but there's definitely going to be a lot of casualties in this drawer, I feel. Beauty Bay lipsticks, it pains me to say, this is not the greatest formula in the world, which is a rare miss for Beauty Bay. So, this being promoted as a lip oil, honey, it's a gloss. One of 2 products I bought from her, not wowed by any, so unfortunately the lip dew is gonna depart. See you later. MAC Stack Mascara, just purchased this. This is just the travel size to try it. The hype was all over on this launch and I never bought into it. It's a pretty good mascara, so I'm going to keep this. My favourite mascara of all time, Pillow Talk Push Up Lashes. I am not departing from this, however, I probably do need a new one. NYX Glitter Glue, this is old as hell. It's going in the bin. 2 more products I'm discarding. Morphe Black Liner, this is dry, so yeah, I'm not spending the money to revive this. It's just okay. And Gucci, I can't even remember what this is called. Yeah, it's all in French, so I am not going to even try and butcher that. This was just supposed to be like a gloss for everywhere. It's awful, and it's sticky, and it's not even good for the lips, so yeah. I'm going to get rid of this as well. That was a lot of negativity, so let's talk about some things that we're going to keep. Lipsticks by Orma Beauty. These are gorgeous. I have Angela, which is inspired by, of course, everybody's favourite actress who just won at the Golden Globes. Of course, I'm talking about Angela Bassett. This one's inspired by, and then I've got the stunning Fire Red. This is called Tina, and of course it's inspired by Tina Turner. This formula is gorgeous and so underrated. So I'm keeping both of these, and magnetic clasp, hello, love that. I'm also going to keep all 3 of these Be Perfect glitter liners. Now, these are probably supposed to be used on top of the eye. My eyelids are too oily, but this underneath, just for a pop of shimmer, gorgeous. Really easy to use, really comfortable as well. It's not like the old Urban Decay ones, which used to like burn, if you know, you know. All these pigments are going to stay as well because They're pigments at the end of the day. Oh, another rare miss for Beauty Bay was... yeah, that's a brow hair in there. This is the Brush Up Brows brow soap. It doesn't really do anything for my brows. My brows are a little bit too heavy, so I'm going to get rid of that one too. Kylie lip oils. I have spoken about these so many times. I don't know what it is with this formula, but it causes like little like lumpy pustules on my like lip. So I think there's another one of these in my bedroom somewhere, so I'm going to get rid of those just because they just do not agree with me. They're probably a fabulous formula for somebody. They're just not my favourite, so goodbye to you. Ooh, that's a really pretty colour. But I have no use for that. I'm never going to wear it, so I'm going to get rid of that one too, which is a shame because it's absolutely stunning to look at, but a glitter blue, it's never going to be for me, Han. Like I said, you probably notice I'm not donating a lot of these ones, but they're because they're lip and eye products, and that's gross, so no. A few liners in here are definitely dry. Burberry mascara, gorgeous mascara, definitely dry, so that's going to go in the bin. Yeah, there's a few products in here that are either empty or dry, so I'm going to have another little tidy up, and then I will show you what the drawer looks like when we're finished. Alright, so that is drawer number 2, all done. As you can see, there's a lot of room in this one now that I've had a big clear out. Let's move on down to drawer number 3. Now, these bottom 3 drawers are all full of the same kind of products. It's everything palette. This is probably my most used palette drawer. However, there is definitely going to be a few in here. A card from Beard by Mitchell that can go in the bin. A few in here that I will either be relegated to the bottom drawers or parted with, unfortunately. In particular, this one. This is one of my favourite products. I wear this all the time at work. I use it a lot in my personal life too. This is one of the Charlotte Tilbury Charlotte Darling eyeshadow palettes, so that absolutely stays. And yes, I just opened that and got pigment under my nails. Love that for me. Now, Kylie Jenner formulas. These are always controversial. Now that looks lovely, gal, but the formulas are so strange on these palettes. They're very inconsistent across the board. I'm going to keep these 2 just because those would be my most used ones. So they're going to go up there. Beauty Bay eyeshadow formula is like no other. This was their Christmas palette. That is gorgeous. As you can imagine, that one is going absolutely nowhere. This Kylie one though, I'm going to donate to a friend just because it's really similar colour story to the 24K, and it's not the most amazing formula, but I do know someone who will benefit from this, so that will go with the Revolution one. Trixie Cosmetics. So this was the Trixie X Juno palette, which released last year. Formula's not absolutely 10 out of 10. I would probably give it like a 6 or a 7, depending on the shade, but it's newer, so I'm going to keep it for now. Made by Mitchell, you can see it gets a lot of love. I've got all of the eyeshadow palettes. That one is a lot newer. I got it on TikTok Shop when it blew up. It is a stunning formula. This one is so underrated. I don't know a lot of people that actually own this. I know it had a big moment on TikTok. The Jordana Tisha nude eyeshadow palette, the Nude Divinity. The formula of this is stun the house down. I need to clean that drawer, that's gross. I accidentally ordered this. So I was trying to order the new one. As you can see, this isn't even touched. I was trying to order the new one with all the greys down one side. Accidentally ordered this. So I parted with my other one, and I will be keeping that. I think literally everything in this drawer is going to be a keep, and that's a little bit boring. So let me, ooh, I've got my Nikki Tutorials X Beauty Bay palette back here. I love this one. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love the way it opens. I love the duality. Trixie blush palette. Sorry, I said I was done with this section, but oh my god. These super pigmented. I've got some more Charlotte Tilbury down here. Marc Jacobs palettes. I miss that brand so much. Those palettes were gorgeous. I'm going to move them down a drawer. I am, however, going to donate this one because it's not my favourite colour story. I can't open that because it's actually in something. It's in a box, I think. It's not my favourite colour story for the... I can't remember what this is called. Was it like milk? Cow print? Oh, do you want some milk? Yeah, I'm going to donate that one to a friend as well. Everything else, I am going to keep in this drawer. I'm just going to reshuffle and move things around. Okay, because this is my most used and new eyeshadow palettes drawer, I've added my Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk. Yeah. My Lisa Eldridge. I've left the Dark Fantasy Beauty Bay. Got my No Filter Beauty under here and the Spectre palette by Beauty Bay. sorry, by Be Perfect. Scott Barnes blush palette. I've also got my brow palette by Anastasia. Everything kind of colourful towards the back, everything kind of nude here, apart from the P. Louise palette, which the formula of that is actually quite nice. So everything else that I've taken out that I'm not donating, I'm going to try and separate between these drawers, because there's a lot in these drawers that it's time to part with. I'm thinking I want to turn this one into a Beauty Bay / Be Perfect eyeshadow drawer, because I've got a lot. You know my stance on Jeffree Star, it's the same as everybody else's, and that current resurgence, girl, someone please slay the demon. Love it. Gonna get rid of it. Again, loved it. Gonna get rid of it. Pat McGrath, this was I think the first Christmas palette she did. This was the better one out of all the ones she's done so far. These 3 mini Beauty Bay eyeshadow palettes, 100% staying. They're going absolutely nowhere. This was a Burberry highlighter, going in the bin. Again, Josh Cosmetics, probably isn't even in business anymore. I am gonna go get rid of those 2. I never reach for this. I did a review on this and I used to use it constantly, but these years later, that blue was stunning. All these years later, it's never reached for. It's time to say goodbye, honey. Now listen, Miss Sugarpill, why are you not easy to get hold of in the UK? The formula is gorgeous, the colours are stunning. I only managed to half fill this. I'm going to keep this just for nostalgia purposes, and I'm going to put that in this drawer with a little bit of Trixie Mattel down here, just because I feel like they go really well together. Oh my god, again, Dubious Place, something else that thankfully is now in Superdrug, but this was a gorgeous palette, so I'm going to keep that one. The Morphe Pride palette was there for all the right reasons. The formula is not the best all these years later, so it's time to finally say goodbye to her. Oh, another Dubious Place palette. When this came out, I was absolutely obsessed. I was bought this as a gift. Stunning, stunning, stunning palette. Formula is gorgeous. Just for the pink packaging alone, she gets to stay almost every time I do a declutter. Oh, Alyssa Edwards, pink, iconic, stays. The rest of my Anastasia, I don't know what to do with these. Do I finally let them go? I've got like the little collection. Those 2 at the back, we're not going to discuss them, but they're going to go in the bin. It's time. Life is a Drag. I did love this palette. It's a gorgeous palette. I even love the brush on it, if I'm honest. I'm going to keep that. I'm going to decide what I'm going to do with these, and when I rejig this drawer, you will see if they made it. I have to do this drawer with you because you're just going to laugh so much at how ridiculous my collection is. I am a makeup collector after all. So I put Evolve on the bottom, Neutral on top. Like I said, this is going to be Perfect at the back, and it's going to be Beauty Bay at the front. Then I've got the Jade palette. So this was Jade from Little Mix. Stunning colour story, and yet for some reason I love to keep the little plastic inserts. So she stays. Then I've got Bright Matte, Rainbow palette, yes please. I've got the Fiery 2.0, who wasn't obsessed with these kind of phoenix tones. Love her, so she stays too. Then on top, yes, you saw neutrals under there. I also have the nude palette, because why not? Look at that, absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so those are the bigger Beauty Bay palettes I've got. I'm going to say a few. And then I've got little baby ones. This was Sunset Horizons. Absolutely gorgeous summery colour story. So that will fit lovely in the middle. Age of Opulence was Christmas 2021. And just look at the royalty. Honey, it is giving. So she stays too. Wilderness. Now hear me out. Hear me out. We know on this channel, I'm not a huge fan of greens. But that colour story, baby, had to have it. Oh my god. Tell me you've got a problem without telling me you've got a problem. And then this was my all-time favourite, and I was fuming that it was only limited edition. This was the Book of Magic palette, and it was like a witchy, Halloween-y, beautiful, like, little colour story. I wish we had different sizes in that one. I'm going to put the little mini ones over here, and I think that's going to be it for that drawer. That is my now Beauty Bay and Be Perfect palette drawer all done. He, she, theys, whoever you are, welcome one and all to the bottom drawer. I want to say these are probably my least used. However, I do have some of my Natasha Denona in here, so maybe I'm just lying to y'all. This one, Sample Beauty. I don't even think they're in business anymore. Loved it. Gorgeous colour story, gorgeous formula. never ever reach for it. I even think it was a free gift, so I'm going to get rid of her. That's going to go in the donate pile. Oh my god, Black Magic by Oma Beauty. Oh, stunning. That blue. Out of this world. Huda, love. Kimchi, love. The two Natasha Denonas. I've got the smaller Natasha Denonas because honestly the price of the larger ones is just not worth it. The formula's okay, but it's not like revolutionary. I do, however, love the packaging. Gorgeous. But they're just average at best. I wouldn't spend a fortune on those if you can avoid it. And hey, oh my god, look, there's me and the shiny surface. I'm going to keep both of those. She's going to go. So is the Be Perfect Sub-Zero palette. I loved this for the longest time. But like I said, my stance, it's time to say goodbye. I kept holding them for a long time. Conspiracy's back there. And the conspiracy is, bitch, you gone. Those two as well. And then this I will fill with everything that I'm not throwing out. So my Marc Jacobs, I'm going to say it now, I'm going to keep the Anastasia, and that's going to fill this bottom drawer over here. Now I was planning on holding up that gorgeous Snow White leopard print case and going through it on camera, but there was a lot to go through. So what I've done is condense the things that I'm going to donate, get rid of the things that I'm going to bin, and then I've got a few things that we can go through together. And I've really found some old favourites and gemstones that I totally forgot that I even had. I've not been through that box for such a long time and it really shows. I even found these Pat McGrath lipsticks. I swear by waiting until Black Friday every year and getting these lipsticks in the Pat McGrath sale when she makes them about, what, £12 each? I've got this gorgeous red shade in Vendetta. I don't even think I've worn this because I forgot I had it. It's been swatched for definite, but I don't think this has even been on my lips. And then I've got the classic 1995, which is looking a little bit worse for wear, I won't lie. It's starting to smell a little bit like a crayon, but we're going to persevere. I'm going to keep it just for the packaging alone because honestly, Pat McGrath lipsticks are stunning. Another gorgeous product that I totally forgot was even part of my collection is from Smashbox. Now, stop me if you remember this absolutely stunning highlight. Look at this. It's like a soft champagne gold with a little bit of a pink sparkle through it. This was from the Vlada collection from years and years and years ago. We all know Vlada. She's the legendary makeup artist who does all of the gorgeous lip art. I'm going to keep a hold of this just for a sentimental value and because Smashbox is no longer available in the UK, I don't think. So I have to put this back in my collection. I absolutely love this product and it brings back such fond memories. I also found 3 eyeshadow palettes that I have not seen for a very long time. This was the Coloured Rain Queen of Hearts palette. Now, if I remember rightly, Coloured Rain isn't even sold in the UK anymore. This was one of my favourite presents. It was a Christmas present a few years ago. I think either from my mum or my nana, and it is well loved. The formula is gorgeous. I'm definitely hanging on to this. I have to keep the Divine palette whilst I no longer support Kat Von D. It does have her name on it. Just for the iconography that is Divine and the colour story alone, I'm keeping hold of this. It'll probably be something that I keep hold of for a very, very long time, if not forever. And then who remembers Desi and Katie and their collaboration with Dose of Colours? This, oh my god, this palette, that blue up here over a black base. This was a gorgeous palette and it is well loved. I totally forgot I even had this in my collection. So I might have to do a video where we try out old favourites and things that I've refound so we can rediscover them again. I also found a lot of MAC Christmas pigments and glitters which are safely tucked away in the drawer, so I have even more pigments than we saw earlier. And now I have a stack of old palettes that I'm going to donate to my good friend JD. I've already given her a text, sent her all the photos and be like, could you make some use of these? And she said yes, so these are coming your way, girl. I'm going to pick a selection of 3 palettes from that little stack that I'm donating, just so we can have a little reminisce. First up, let's do the Alexis Stone palette by Revolution. Now, this palette is full matte rainbows with some grey tones and blacks in the middle. It's a gorgeous palette and the gradient that you get is stunning. I just don't find I reach for this as much. I reach more for the Beauty Bay palettes that I've got. I've got plenty of other rainbow palettes. The formula on this one is okay because it is a pressed pigment palette. It's just not something I reach for, despite the fact that this was actually the first palette that I used for a TikTok video. So you can imagine how long I've had this in my collection for. Speaking of Beauty Bay, I'm also going to donate the Ein Bright Shimmer palette. Now, this is only lightly used, and that's because I'm pretty sure I got this for free at one point from Beauty Bay. I don't even think the Ein palette is something that they sell anymore. I love it, it's gorgeous, and the formula is stunning. I just have the bright mattes and the bright shimmer palette, so these colours I already have in my collection. So there's no point in having a repeat. I might as well give this to a good home. And now if we're talking about palettes that used to have a chokehold on people, there was the Urban Decay Naked palettes, there was Naked 1, 2, 3, Smoky, Heat, and a personal favourite of mine was Born to Run. Now this is the last Urban Decay palette I ever bought because I feel like they kind of dipped off after that, but this palette, when I got it, look at the colour story. I loved that this was like a little bit smudgier, a little bit swampier, and then you had your classic warm tones and a couple of pinks. It was a much loved palette. It's a gorgeous formula. I love the concept and the fact that it was different from the Naked palettes. I just do not reach for this as much as I used to, so it needs to go to somebody that will love it just as much. So there we have it. Another successful declutter, I would say. Yes, I still have plenty of makeup. And yes, I can probably still do another declutter, but for now, everything in those drawers and in the box are what I'm going to keep. Thank you so much for joining me in this video. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you again very soon.